Hey guys, what's up? Ramon here. In this video I'm going to benchmark Anno 2205 on a single GTX 1070. As always, this is a digital recording at 60 frames per second, which is done on an external recorder. So what you will see in this video will be pure performance. For this benchmarking video I'm using an Intel Core i5-2500, which is overclocked to 4.8 GHz for benchmark reasons. There it is. The system has 16 GB of memory, and the graphics card is a single GTX 1070 KFA2. The EX model latest force were installed, and it is also overclocked, so it will be boosting at 2 GHz, something that we will verify at the end of the video. Now for this benchmarking video I'm going to use fraps to collect frame rate data. We will see the basic result in this file and some analysis at the end of the video. My usual benchmarking process. Let me show you the options first. Basically this video is done in order to compare with my GTX 970 on the same system. I'm using 1080p resolution and basically the ultra high preset, but I'm only using, let me apply here to show you what I mean. I don't use vertical sync, of course, and I have reduced the anti-aliasing to 4 times. Because these are the settings I used for my GTX 970. Settings are applied, so let me go to my benchmarking location.
Good. We should keep this procedure in mind in future.
The game performs.
Command ships. Best way of taking care of business out at sea. Have you ever considered accepting some assignments at my harbor? It pays well.
This game is quite tricky to benchmark, as you understand. It is a strategy game and it is not very easy to follow the same path, but I will try to do exactly the same things I did on my GTX 970 video. First I'm scrolling through my city, and now I'm going to show you the angle performance.
You don't buy from me, you don't sell to me. You're breaking old Nick's heart.
Talking about redundancy.
Hey, keep that helmet on.
Now let me move to my
Secret military information.
battle session. This frame rate will botch up a little my benchmark, but it is very quick.
Drake's Fortress of Solitude. And I see it's pretty well guarded. Nothing you can't cope with, I hope. Get me to a server access point or something
Look how
so I
far
can hack
down
into
the
their
frame rate
database.
goes in this
Could be we'll have
session.
to find more
It
than
was
one
hitting 14 frames per
Oh,
second on
we have a
the
visitor.
GTX 970.
All ships, battle stations. Show them what good hosts we are.
Affirmative. Weapon systems online. Battle stations. On our way. Battle stations. Here they come. Clear for action. Underway. Weapon systems online. All hands engage. Open fire. Weapon systems online.
Drones launched.
On our way. All hands engage. Full speed ahead. Green to go. Copy that. Roger. Weapon systems online. Battle stations, they're attacking. Green to go. Green to go.
Self-repair. Running.
Open fire. Coordinates confirmed. Affirmative. All hands engage.
Overhauling in progress.
Target acquired.
See what a difference good intel can make? A heroic
And
victory,
this is the end
just
of
to
the
quote the
benchmark.
respective news pages.
So let's see what kind of frame rate we got. 84 frames per second. I believe it was something like 47 on the GTX 970, which indicates a huge performance increase of close to 80% between the two systems. I will try to find the benchmark I did on the 970 later in flat and do a comparison. Until then, good frame rate throughout the run, except the scene before the real-time battle, where the frame rate dipped below 30 frames per second. Other than that, okay, performance, no problem, way faster than the GTX 970 and quite playable, of course. The frame times seem to be okay, and the GPU usage is mostly maxed out, so we have minimum CPU limits. The CPU usage is not very high either, but we could be seeing some thread switching here. CPU temps are fine. RAM usage at 4.9 gigabytes. The power of the card at about 85% on average. GPU temps fine. 2 GHz throughout the run with a little voltage limit in half of the benchmark, but still only 13 MHz loss. Video RAM usage at close to 2 GB, 1.9 to be more exact. And now let's see what the frame latency analytics tool can show us. So from 84 frames per second, the program suggests that the comparable frame rate is at 60 frames per second due to the variability and the stuttering. Of course, we know why the variability occurred. During the run, we did have this frame time spike during the cutscene, and the opposite just before that, due to the very high frame rate while waiting for the real-time battle session to commence. But other than that, the frame times are very good, very little stuttering, as you can see the blue line here. Nothing too worrisome. Of course, with vertical sync everything would be absolutely great. Very little frame times above 16.7 milliseconds, very few. A good indication of good performance. The histogram is a little all over the place. We do have many frame times in all categories. The frame times chart again straight up without comparisons. Frame rate graph, the scene where the real-time session was loading, and exactly after that the fly-through, which had terrible frame rate. So this session here produces a very big variability in frame times, but that's not important. The important is this session and this session. Due to the camera position, the game can produce very different results, but overall the performance is very good. Variability quite huge, but the stuttering is quite good. The percentile is at 21 milliseconds, but it drops way below that after very fast, about at the 96th percentile. So overall very good performance. Time spent beyond curve. And again the comparable frame rate with the variability and the stuttering. So now let me see if I can find my GTX 970 run. Yes, how on earth am I going to see that? Good. So this GTX 970 run was done way back in November of 2015. So I guess this is my run. 47, yes, I told you it was 47 frames per second. It is 84 frames per second for the GTX 1070. Now what I want to see is if my frame times are comparable. Yes, we do have a slight duration difference here, but it is very clear to see that indeed the GTX 1070 is way faster. It is the one with the lower frame times, of course. The frame rate graph, this time the GTX 1070 is the top line. It is considerably faster. I wish the program would color them differently. I'm not sure if there are some options about that, but anyway, you get the drift. Min max average, considerable difference in the two runs. The 1070 is way faster and it is on the same processor, don't forget that. I'm not comparing any anything hugely different. Huge frame times variation on the GTX 970, a lot less on the 1070. The percentiles, of course, the GTX 970 is again way worse at 34 milliseconds. The two time spent curves, a huge difference as you can see. And again the comparable frame rate with the variability and the stuttering. Very good performance on the GTX 1070. For the comparable, it is almost double. As you can see, the difference is huge. So this is the end of this video, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on my next video. Until then, take care.